Hello, Astro Amigos. Welcome back to Astrology with Ninad. In this video, I am going to discuss the implications of Jupiter moving back to the sign of Gemini on December 5, 2025. Yes, you heard that right. Jupiter is finally going to leave its exalted sign of Cancer and it will move back in a retrograde fashion to the constellation of Gemini, which is Mithun Rashi, on December 5. And it will continue to transit in the sign of Gemini till June 1, 2026, after which it will again transit forward to the exalted sign of Cancer. Jupiter will remain retrograde till about March 10, 2026, after which it will move in the direct motion and then slowly make its way towards the next sign of Cancer, which is Karka Rashi. So in this video, I'm going to discuss the effects of this very important transit on all the 12 signs of the zodiac, starting from Aries all the way up to Pisces. I have posted the timestamps in the description box below for your convenience, so you can click on the time that corresponds to your ascendant or moon sign and watch accordingly. My recommendation is to watch from both your Lagna and Chandra Rashi, as both have their own importance in their own respective ways. The rising sign or the ascendant sign or the Lagna Rashi is known to have an actual impact on physical events in life. It is the most important sign, no doubt about that. But the moon sign, which is also known as the Chandra Rashi or the Chandra Lagna, is also very important as it governs the mind and emotions of a human being and influences to an extent the decision making process. So, without any further delay, let's get started on the prediction part for all the 12 signs. For my Aries Mesh Rasi friends, so Jupiter is going to move back to your third house and transit in the sign of Gemini. As I said, it will be retrograde till about March and then it will become direct. So, what is the significance of that? So, I will say till about March, you will have the window of opportunity to resolve any issues or anything that was pending connected to travel, to long distance or short distance journeys, to foreign lands, education connected to foreign lands, even possibly marriage opportunities. So if there was, a marriage proposal or alliance that maybe, you declined in the past, it can come up again and you might revisit it. You might think that actually, why did I decline it? This person, this individual can actually be quite a good match for me. So you might start to revisit some of these topics like travel, foreign lands, marriage, relationships, even social life, social network. If you were in communication with some people in the past, but you thought maybe, you don't want to include them in your close-knit circle. Now you might again revisit that idea of maybe they might be the right type of people to include in your close-knit of friend circle. So till March, you have a very good time to decide on some of these things and make some good decisions which can really play in your favor in the coming time. Even after March, the time is looking phenomenal, especially from the wealth outlook, because 11th house is connected to the gains, right? It is the inflow of money. It is the house of desires, wish fulfillment. So Jupiter's aspect on Rahu there, naturally, Rahu is the amplifier, Jupiter is the planet of expansion, means the combination can certainly amplify your gains from different sources of income, from your social network, from your friend circle, from your elder sibling. You will have a lot of good support from your elder sibling. If there were any issues in the relationship with your elder sibling, these next 3 months are a great time to get back on the same page to resolve those pending differences. Especially if you're residing in a foreign land, then the money flow can even get better for you, because Rahu is a natural planet of foreign lands, of different cultures, foreigners, right? So Jupiter's aspect on the 11th house, it rules the ninth house, which is again long distance foreign settlement, right? And the aspect on the 11th house is falling on the sign of Saturn, and Saturn is in the 12th house. So again, the foreign connection here, the foreign land activation here is very strong. So even, for those people who are wanting to get married, the time is now getting to be very supportive. Do not rush into anything till around March 10, but it is a great time to revisit some ideas, to think about potential partners who, in the past might have not seemed a good fit, but now if you revisit the idea, it might seem that, that individual is after all a good match for you. But still take your time, try to get to know that individual really well. After March 10 onwards, the time will get a whole lot better for actually getting married, actually settling down. For those couples already in a marriage, if things were not going that smooth, finally the aspect of Jupiter on the 7th house will help to resolve, marital issues. You know, there is a good time for you to now discuss those unresolved issues with your spouse, as the blessings of Jupiter is falling on your marriage house. So the best time for you to enjoy the marital bliss, harmony, and peace in your married life. The direct aspect on the ninth house is anyways going to strengthen your bhagya, your fortune, your destiny, your luck factor. So this beautiful aspect of Jupiter is going to shower you with luck, blessings, abundance, opportunities. So keep doing your righteous action, keep following the path of dharma, righteousness, do your duty in a righteous and ethical manner. You know, listen, listen to the elders who offer good advice, good counsel. Stick to your values, be ethical, be moral, and you can grow tremendously during this time. All the best. For my Taurus Vrishabha Rashi friends, Jupiter is going to move back to your second house in the constellation of Gemini and will be retrograde till about March. So this gives you a window of opportunity to tackle any chronic type of health issues that you might have been facing. It is the best time to address those issues, tackle it, and find the right remedy or cure for those issues, because Jupiter's direct blessings are going to be on the 8th house. That means even any sort of operations, surgeries that you need to get done, they have been pending for a while. It can be a good time for that. Of course, make sure to check your natal birth chart, your dasha bhukti, to verify the same. But basically, the direct influence on the 8th house is good for any type of insurance settlements connected to health, recovering from chronic health ailments, going through some medical procedures, those sort of things. And especially if Jupiter is retrograde in your own natal chart, and its aspect is also there on the eighth house, or it is placed in the eighth house, you are running its dasha or bhukti, then it is the perfect time for these sort of things. Sudden wealth opportunities can also be active during this time, because Jupiter itself will be transiting in the wealth house, in the second house, the Dhana Bhava, and aspecting the eighth house of sudden unexpected wealth. So it can come through your spouse, through your in laws, through any legacies, inheritance, settlements, insurance, any sort of real estate investments, speculative investments, right? So those sort of things can happen, but it is also a good time till March to really think about your finances, to think about your investments. What is your roadmap for the future? Is what you are doing with your money aligning with your vision and goals that you have set for yourself for the long run? So it is a great time to think about loans, whether you need to start really repaying any loans, any debt you had taken in the past, or are you wanting to take a new loan to start something, maybe buying a house, starting a business, any new project, whatever it might be. It is basically a time to focus on finances, right? And make those appropriate, prudent decisions for your life, which can help to give you better financial stability, reduce your debt, and help you achieve your financial targets, right? And the target or goal for financial area can differ by individual. For one person, earning 50,000 or 20,000 or $10,000 in a year might more than suffice. They might be very satisfied with it. For other people, it can be millions of dollars, right? It can differ by individual, by the person. So make those good decisions for yourself. Revisit, take a piece of paper, jot down your ideas, your thoughts, how you want to improvise and really uplift your financial outcome for the future. It can also be a good time to resolve any past differences with your family members, with your relatives, with your extended family. Whatever issues that might have arisen in the past, you have a good window of opportunity for the next 3 months or so to resolve those differences. The best aspect here is falling on your 10th house, on the career area. So, also a great time to think about any important career related changes, decisions that you need to take till March, right? Because when a planet is retrograde, it is basically asking you to peek back in the past, to revisit those decisions, to think about what you learned from those experiences, and then to make better and more informed decisions for the present and the future. So, considering that, it is a good time for you to think, are you happy in your current job? Do you want to change your job? Are you happy with your pay, salary, benefits, perks? Do you want better salary, benefits package? Are you happy with the work location? Are you happy with what you do for 8 or 9 hours every day? If the answer is no, then you need to really think about whether you need to switch careers, whether you need to switch companies, whether you need to do something on your own, like a self venture, entrepreneur, the options are limitless. So it is the time to think about these important decisions. And from March onwards, once Jupiter turns direct, you will start to get even more better results for the decisions that you make for these next 3 months. You will start to really see those results in action. And of course, around March, April, May, these 3 months can certainly give a lot of people good promotions, bonuses, salary increments, desired job transfers, a lot of good growth, progress, success, recognition, awards, upliftment in all aspects. Overall, your prestige, reputation can start to rise, your social network can grow, because here Jupiter's aspect will be on Rahu, the amplifier, and Rahu is in an air sign. So Rahu wants to be the king, right? It wants everything. It is a materialistic planet. It wants authority, position, power, money, fame, prestige, importance, everything. So if you're running the right kind of dasha bhukti, if Jupiter is very well placed in your natal chart, it is aspecting the 10th or is placed in the 10th, or if again Rahu is placed in your 10th and Jupiter is somehow aspecting it, then lo and behold, you can become possibly even world famous. It's an understatement because the 10th lord is also in the 11th house of fame, of recognition, of you know wish fulfillment, desire fulfillment, gains. So here you have Rahu, which co-rules the 10th house, transiting in the 10th. You have the ruler of the 10th, Saturn, in the 11th, and you have Jupiter in the wealth house, aspecting the 10th as well. So fame is certainly on the cards for those people whose natal chart is showing that promise as well, and it can be international, global level fame. So these are some of the things that can unfold for the Taurus Vrishabha Rashi people, and I wish you all the best. For my Gemini Mithun Rashi friends, one of the most important transits happening for your sign, for your constellation, because Jupiter is now finally moving back in your sign itself on December 5. Not only will it be retrograde, meaning Vakri, and retrograde planets are considered to be stronger planets as their energies are felt more closely on planet Earth. But in the first house where it transits, it also gains Digbal, meaning directionally it will be very powerful. It will be at its max power, and its strength will only keep increasing as the degrees keep getting reducing, basically, because a planet at the start or end degrees in a constellation are weaker planets. So when Jupiter enters the sign of Gemini, it will be at 30 degrees, then 29, then 28. So as it keeps reducing in degrees, so after Jan 15 onwards, you will start to really feel those effects. And those are going to be some transformative effects, some really dramatic effects that you can actually feel. And especially if you are running Jupiter Dasha Bhukti, Jupiter is strong in your natal chart in good dignity, then there are some major changes that can unfold in your life. One of the ways it can unfold can be in the marriage and relationship area. That means if you're single, you might find someone and start dating, and it can get serious pretty quick. For those couples already dating, you might think the idea of finally settling down, getting married, really committing to each other. Those people who are single, who are hoping to find a proposal alliance and get married, your dreams might come true. because Jupiter's direct aspect is hitting the seventh house, which is its own Mul Trikona Rashi, Sagittarius, Dhanu Rashi. So Jupiter's blessings are on the marriage house, on the fifth house of relationships. Even those couples in a relationship or those married people are going to have a blissful domestic life filled with a lot of harmony, peace, love, enjoyment, hope, optimism. If there were any pending issues, those can be resolved. If your marriage or relationship was on the brink of separation, you know, you might have a change of heart and get back together. So Jupiter's healing touch will be there for your marriage, for your relationship, for partnership. That also means business partnerships. If you are in a solid business partnership with someone, but in the recent time, there have been a lot of ups and downs. Finally, you can be back on the same page together moving forward, as your business partner will start to support you more than before. And if you're running a business, it can really start to flourish, grow, prosper. You might rethink some ingenious ideas which can take your business to the next level. A lot of traveling might be on the cards for you, which you might have, you know, kept pending or delayed it because you were busy for whatever reason. So a lot of long distance traveling, especially to foreign lands, can play out for you. And the final aspect, right? The ninth aspect on the ninth house. The ninth aspect is considered to be a very good aspect, right? It is indicating Bhagya. And the ninth house is the house of fortune, Bhagya, destiny itself, where Rahu is transiting and Rahu co-rules that house. So this aspect on the ninth house can really unleash some magical potential. It can unlock some really good luck factor for you, especially in foreign lands. You can become quite successful if you're thinking of pursuing higher education like master's, PhD program, postdoc, and again in abroad, right? If you are talking more about abroad countries away from your homeland, that is where your true success can lie during this time, because Jupiter's, more than Jupiter's placement, Jupiter's aspects are always given prime importance. And the ninth aspect on the ninth house and on Rahu is a true blessing in and of itself, because Rahu here will channel its energies in a very positive way rather than a negative way, because Jupiter will completely control Rahu here, right? So you might even possibly, get some gains from stock market, speculative investments. Again, not financial advice. You have to be, very careful with these type of speculative things. But just looking purely from the transit, the aspect on the fifth, the ninth, and the natural karaka of the second house transiting in the first house indicates some good gains from speculative investments, but do so at your own risk. So I believe these are some of the things that can start to unfold during this transit of Jupiter for you. All the best. For my Cancer Karka Rashi friends, Jupiter is going to finally leave your sign and transit back to your 12th house in the constellation of Gemini. Till around March 10, it will be retrograde as well. So this can be a great time for you to tackle any health related concerns, especially connected to acute health issues and to an extent even chronic ailments, as you can get some really good relief. Even if you're suffering from problems like sleep disorder, insomnia, snoring, sleep apnea, then this can be a great time to seek medical attention. Foreign related travel, journeys, or even relocation decisions, right, to foreign lands can be on your mind here. So let's say you're in your home country, but this is the time where you might get a job offer to relocate abroad, or you're already in a foreign land and you might think of moving back to your homeland, to your native place, or just to your home country. So basically, resettlement, relocation, moving, these type of decisions you might revisit, and you might take a decision to actually move. So some important transformations can play out in these coming months, especially even concerning the purchase or sale of property. So by any chance, if you're running Venus Bhukti or Dasha, and Venus is strong in your chart, then gains from sale of property can be there, or you might purchase an additional investment property, a vacation home, those sort of things. It can even be a car. You might buy a bigger vehicle like a SUV for yourself. You might sell your old car and just buy a new car that you always wanted. You might think of renovating your house, making it look even more better, more attuned to how you want to style it, how you want it to look. Here, basically, if you if you invest your energy more towards spiritual affairs or religious activities, it can be really good for you, because you will channel the 12th house, the 6th house, the 4th house, the 8th house energies in a very positive way, especially the Trigbhavas, the 6th, 8th, and 12th. So, if you go on a spiritual retreat abroad, if you visit a ashram, go on a pilgrimage, or visit any a religious institution of your choice that you always wanted, I think you will accumulate a lot of blessings. It will give you a lot of peace of mind, happiness, satisfaction, and just you will be refreshed and feel like a new person. Here, be careful with your investments, be very prudent, be wise. Chances of sudden wealth opportunities can be there through speculative means or through other areas where suddenly you might get a lot of money. But if you're not careful, you can lose a lot of money as well. So depends again what dasha bhukti you're running, the placement of planets in your natal chart. But just be very, very careful with your money matters, especially till March 10. So I believe these are some things that can play out for you. And one last point is that if there have been a lot of enemies, a lot of people creating issues in your life, finally you will find a solution for it in these next 2 3 months. It might be that those people just leave your life and go away, or it can be that you just find the right techniques or tactics to deal with these people in an efficient way. And basically, mentally, you will feel happier, peaceful, relaxed, and there won't be much problem from your not so well wishers, enemies, and there will be a relief in that area as well. And also, loan related matters, if you really, revisit that, if you have a lot of debt, then this can be a great time to start repaying that debt off. And eventually, that will also add more happiness and reduce the stress in your life. All the best. For my Leo Simha Rashi friends, Jupiter will start transiting in your 11th house in the sign of Gemini. It will be retrograde till about March 10, 2026. So, here finances will be on your mind. What I mean by finances is the ability to generate money flow from a lot of different sources of income. You will start to really think about how you can unlock that potential. It is a great time to, possibly dabble in the stock market if you are very knowledgeable, because there can be some gains and profits to be made. Again, not financial advice. Do it at your own risk. And again, make sure to see your natal chart to see if it strongly supports gains from speculative investments. Because this is just a general one planet transit I'm talking about here. The real picture depends on your natal birth chart, your fifth lord, your fifth house, if it is afflicted or not, where is the fifth lord place, in which house, which constellation, which nakshatra, the degrees, any aspects, any conjunctions with the fifth lord, the dasha bhukti that you're running, right? So as you can see, a lot of factors come into play. But from a general perspective, there could be some really strong gains from speculative investments, because here Jupiter will be directly aspecting the fifth house of speculations, which is its own Mul Trikona sign, Sagittarius. And this is a very direct, powerful aspect from the 11th house of gains, of desires, of wish fulfillment, right? The Labhasthan, Ichha Purti Sthan. So here it is also a great time to revisit any communication related issues. It can be with your friend circle, with your social network, with your elder sibling, any miscommunication in the past, any sort of, pending issues. You can certainly resolve it in these next 2 to 3 months. Here, you will start to really get some good advice and support from your elder siblings as well. So, really try to communicate as much as possible with them. Short distance travel will be beneficial. The more braver, the more courageous, the more enterprising you are, the better you will progress, the more money you will make, the more you will rise. The more confidence you have, the better it will be for you. So take some leadership classes, take some self-help classes, self-development classes. It will help you tons in the coming time if you apply those skills and knowledge. Here, the ninth aspect will also fall on the seventh house on Rahu. So a very good aspect here, especially for business people, those who are doing their own venture, who are startup entrepreneurs. You can rise like there is no tomorrow, because here Rahu is an amplifier. Rahu is in the air sign of Aquarius, which it co-rules. Jupiter's beneficial drishti is on Rahu on the seventh house. So if you carefully make calculated, informed decisions, then you can see tremendous growth in your business area. Just do not take any uncalculated risk. Do not, take any major loans, or you could get in a lot of debt, which can create and add more stress in your life. unless your natal chart again supports these things. It can be a strong time for marriage related opportunities for those people who are single, who are wanting to get married, wanting to settle down. You might find someone and it can happen for you. And it can even be a person from a different caste, culture, community, religion, all together. Because Rahu is again a foreigner, right? It represents foreign people. So even if it is not a different religion or a complete foreigner, as in from a different country, it can be from a different community, caste, where you're not really used to their traditions, their customs. So it is still kind of alien to you. It is still kind of very different to you, right? Because Rahu is unconventional. So it can give a very unconventional marriage, which you had not expected. But mostly it will turn out good for you. Again, if the seventh lord is well placed in your chart, if all other things you have to check. But from a general perspective, the aspect of Jupiter is looking to be really beneficial on the marriage house. It can remove all obstacles that were probably created in the recent past in your married life. It can help to resolve any pending differences, and your marital life can certainly be filled with a lot of bliss, harmony, and peace. For single people who are wanting a relationship, there is a strong chance that it can happen for you now because Jupiter's direct aspect will be on the fifth house. And even for those couples already in a relationship, it is going to be a very good time filled with a lot of love, hope, optimism, care, affection, warmth to towards your partner and vice versa. So I believe these are some of the things that can unfold for the Leo people, and I wish you the best. For my Virgo Kanya Rashi friends, Jupiter will move back to your 10th house in the constellation of Gemini. It will also be retrograde till about March 10, 2026. So, what does that imply? Well, I have a feeling that some transformations, some changes can take place concerning your career, your professional life, and your residence. It can mean that there might be a job transfer on the cards where you might move to a different location. It can mean that you might have had a job offer in the recent past where which you dismissed or declined because it had a stipulation that you have to move somewhere, maybe relocate across the country or even abroad. But now you might really start to think whether accepting that job offer could have been the right decision. So in the coming 2 3 months, you might make some or take some important decisions concerning your career, which will directly impact your residence as well, where you stay. So it most likely can involve you to resettle to somewhere different, to a different place in the country or even abroad. And mostly it should be for the good, for the positive, because Jupiter is a naturally benefic planet. It is controlling good houses in your chart, and wherever it is placed, it will give blessings. Wherever it aspects, it will also create blessings in those houses. It can be a great time to think about selling your property if you're going to make a good profit on it, or it can be that you might think of buying a new property as an investment if you have done your due diligence and you think that the prices will certainly appreciate in the coming time. So basically, real estate related matters, those people employed in the land, in the sale or purchase of land, real estate, buildings, construction, right? More about fixed assets, even vehicle, right? Vehicles, uh, automobile business can do very well during this period. Here, overall, you can also see that your finances can drastically improve because the aspect of Jupiter on the second house means that the changes concerning your career, your professional life can also have a positive impact on your pay, benefits package, salary, right? These things can also play in your favor in the coming time. It is a good time or a window of opportunity for you to amend any differences in the relationship with your family members, with your relatives. These next 2 to 3 months is a great time for you to resolve those pending issues in those important relationships that you have. And then even your health. So sixth, the aspect on the sixth house and on Rahu is indicating that if you have been suffering from any sort of health issues, whether acute, chronic, if you seek medical attention, medical help, you can certainly find the right cure for it this time. Because Rahu itself in the sixth house is a very good placement in Aquarius. And on top of that, Jupiter aspecting it is a blessing in disguise. So it can really help you to recover from any health issues and become very healthy once again. Also, it can be a good time to address loan issues, whether it is repayment of loans or taking new loans. You can certainly think about these important decisions. And even your career area, if you were getting a lot of heat from your enemies, competition, just the workplace was not satisfactory, just a lot of headaches, stress, emotional turmoil, all that can dissipate because those enemies will no longer bother you, because there can be some, again, as I said, good workplace changes, which can mean job transfer, moving to a different department, to a different location. So all these positive things can play out, and the workplace atmosphere environment can become a lot more less hostile and more friendly and fun moving forward. So these are some of the good effects that can play out for the Virgo Kanya Rashi people, and I wish you the best. For my Libra Tula Rashi friends, Jupiter will move back to your ninth house in the constellation of Gemini. It will also be retrograde till about March 10, 2026. So this gives you a good window of opportunity to revisit any long distance travel plans that you wanted to embark on, but you just never, went for some reason. So this is a good time for you to undertake such long distance travel, journey, vacations, which are pending. Any sort of miscommunication with siblings, from the past can be resolved in these coming months. So especially for communication related matters, even electronic communication through email, those kind of uh, misunderstandings, miscommunications can be certainly resolved, and even more efficient and effective communication can be established moving forward. This is the time where your leadership skills can certainly start to shine, where people can take notice of you and admire your leadership qualities. Here you can also see that your confidence will increase. The more courage you depict, the more success will follow. And overall, short distance as well as long distance travel journeys, vacations will prove to be, for the most part, quite pleasant and quite enjoyable. This is also a great time to go on any spiritual retreats, visit any religious institution of your choice, take the advice of your spiritual leader, guru, teacher, even communicating with your father, listening to his advice can do wonders for you in the coming time. Just general life advice I'm talking about. Here, the aspect on your lagna is excellent overall for your health, vitality, for, just increasing your knowledge, wisdom, ability to experience life in a more positive and optimistic way. There is also a strong chance that single people who are desiring a relationship can certainly, come across someone now in the coming time and start a new relationship, because your Jupiter will be aspecting the fifth house and Rahu. Rahu is all about desire, materialistic and sensual pleasures. So naturally, Rahu's energy in the fifth house will gravitate towards, pursuing and finding a relationship, desiring a relationship. And Jupiter is a planet of abundance, opportunities. So naturally, that can culminate for you. Those couples already in a relationship, who were going through some ups and downs in the recent past, here, the situation will be resolved due to Jupiter's blessings on the fifth house, and you can be back on the same page moving together. Also, speculative investments can yield good results. Of course, make sure that your natal chart and Dasha Bhukti all support that as well. And finally, I feel your sixth sense, your gut intuition, will strongly increase, and you will be able to make some really smart decisions for yourself. Listen to your gut feeling, intuition, inner voice, and make some decisions. They can certainly play out in your favor and can be quite profitable for you. So these are some of the things likely to play out for the Libra Tula Rashi people, and I wish you the best. For my Scorpio Vrishika Rashi friends, Jupiter will transit back to your eighth house in the sign of Gemini on December 5. It will be retrograde till March 10, 2026, and then it will become direct. So, for the next 2 3 months, it is giving you a key window of opportunity to tackle your financial issues and problems that you might be facing. It is the right time to ask yourself the questions of whether you are making the right kind of investments. Are the investments that you are making aligning with your long term vision of where you want to be financially in 5, 10, 15, 20 years? What are the steps and methods you can take to diversify your finances and generate money flow from several different sources of income? Is the stock market the right kind of investment for you, or is something more stable a better investment, which can give you more peace of mind, make you more relaxed, and take away the stress? Getting a financial advisor, maybe, will that be the best route for you? So these are some of the questions that you will need to ask yourself, and you will need to make those prudent, wise financial decisions which can help you to achieve strong financial stability in the coming years and eventually good financial independence. This is also a good time to think about addressing any chronic type of health issues that you might be facing, because if you tackle those problems head on, you address those issues without any delay, then you can certainly get the right treatment, cure, remedy for it. Also, a wonderful time for researchers, right? For whether they are PhD students or scientists or anyone in the investigation field or medical field, engineers, whatever it might be. If there were any important project that you were working on in the past and you were not finding the solution for it, a task, project, whatever it might be, finally, if you revisit that problem now, you might certainly be able to solve it. Some scientists might be able to make a significant discovery during this time period if they revisit those issues that were baffling them. So some really good growth and innovation can be seen during these, especially next 2 to 3 months. And then, as you can see, the aspect on the 12th house and the 4th house is connected to making important life decisions regarding relocation, resettlement, moving away from your homeland to a foreign land or from a foreign land back to your native place, buying or selling of property, vehicles, renovations, addressing any health issues of your mother, addressing any problems in, any sort of misunderstandings, miscommunication with your mother, becoming more spiritual, religious, whichever way you lean more towards, will be better to channel these, fourth, eighth, 12th house energies. It's the moksha trikona which is getting strongly activated here. The 12th house aspect can also help you to recover from sleep disorders like insomnia, sleep apnea, snoring. These type of issues can be resolved as well with proper medical treatment. Doing some yoga, meditation, pranayama can be a very good life change you can implement for yourself. The aspect on Rahu on the 4th house is also very good in the sense of, if you are in a foreign land, then spending some time in nature, taking relaxing walks, listening to some unconventional or interesting podcast, audiobooks, which can increase your knowledge in the fields of management, IT, AI, any esoteric sciences. It will help you to become mentally relaxed, happier, peaceful, emotionally grounded, more stable. And overall, it can also be a great time to reconnect with your childhood friend. Make some efforts and try to reach out if you have any childhood friends, and you might be surprised, how much better you feel, how much more happier you become when you start connecting with those people from many years ago, from your past, who have grown up and who are, leading their own lives, but reconnecting with them will surely bring a smile on your face. So I believe these are some of the effects seen for the Vrishchik Scorpio people, and I wish you the best. For my Sagittarius Dhanu Rashi friends, your Lagnesh, your ascendant Lord Jupiter, will move back to your seventh house in the sign of Gemini. Till March 10, 2026, it will also be retrograde, meaning Vakri. So these next 2, 3 months are going to give you a key window of opportunity to make some informed life decisions based upon past reflections, introspection, retrospection on what you want to change in your life. And it can be a whole plethora of things ranging from finances, education, travel, marriage, relationships, career, But more specifically, it can be related to wealth and finances, as in what are your financial goals for the near term future? What are some changes you can make to achieve that? What is your vision on achieving good financial independence in the long run, and how you can work towards that? The other main focus here can also be regarding your marriage. If you're already married, you might ask yourself the question of, am I really happy in this marriage? Is this marriage working out in a positive way? If not, what are the steps I can take to, you know, mitigate those issues, address those unresolved pending problems? So the focus here will be on the marriage and relationship area. For those people who are single who want to get married, your Jupiter's entry can provide some new opportunities for you to connect with potential matches, and you might revisit any past proposals and alliances that you might have rejected or turned down. Your Jupiter will give you the wisdom, the tools, the knowledge, the guidance to make appropriate decisions for your life. Financially also, again, as I said before, you will be thinking of how to improvise your wealth flow, how you can generate more wealth from different sources of income, how you can diversify your portfolio. Social life, communication will also be on your mind. You might think of your social circle, your friend circle. You might think about excluding or including new people in your very close knit group. You might think of only including those people who truly add meaning and value to your life. Any sort of communication related issues, any misunderstandings, miscommunications from the past, especially in relationship with your siblings, can be resolved in this coming time with your friend circle, with your social network. All those miscommunications can be resolved. You might think of undertaking some short distance, quick journeys, and that can increase quite a bit in the coming time, but it will be for the good. Overall, your leadership skills will start to enhance, your bravery, courage will expand, your confidence will rise. You will start to convey a lot of unconventional ideas in regards to business, career, professional life, and that can be a game changer for you to get recognized in your professional life, in your business area, and can help you to really stand out amongst the peers, amongst the competition. So, overall, this transit can be a game changer in many ways, even in terms of business partnerships, in terms of if you're running your own business. Jupiter can give you some really good opportunities for important collaborations, networking, business deals, right? So you can start to think along those lines. I believe these are some of the effects likely to be experienced by the Sagittarius people, and I wish you the best. For my Capricorn Makar Rashi friends, Jupiter will move back to your sixth house in the sign of Gemini. Till March 10, 2026, it will be retrograde, after which it will turn in direct motion. So, this is a good time for you to resolve any workplace conflict situation, whether it means addressing those issues with your supervisor, politely talking to the people involved, or basically just cleverly turning the situation to your advantage. Jupiter's transit will give you the right tools, guidance, and wisdom to be able to appropriately handle these challenging and difficult situations. There are strong chances of gaining an upper edge over your competitors, especially for business people who are in the competitive marketplace. For you to be able to do that, you need to revisit the past, think of any decisions that you were going to take, but you never took those for whatever reason. But now can be a good time to think whether those decisions could have proven to be profitable and could have played to your advantage. This can also be a good time for you to think about loans, whether it is taking a new loan for starting something new, buying a house, funding a project, starting a business, get, going for higher education, whatever the use case might be, or whether it is paying off any debt you had taken in the past. So it is very important to really think about these important decisions and then carefully map out a plan on how you can accomplish those goals. The sixth house is also connected to health area. Jupiter's direct aspect is on the 12th house on its own Mool Trikon Sagittarius. 12th is also a mirror reflection of the 6th house, which means addressing health concerns, whether it is acute health issues or to a lesser extent chronic health issues. Any type of health issues need to be addressed, including those which affect sleep quality, like sleep apnea, insomnia, snoring. These type of issues can certainly be resolved in the coming time with the proper treatment and help from your doctor. Even foreign lands can be on your mind, as in, going to a foreign country for the right kind of treatment. It can even be natural treatment, holistic treatment, pranayam, yoga, meditation, any sort of, you know, natural techniques that you inculcate in your life, which can improve the quality of your overall life, will also be a wise thing to do. Here we see that Jupiter's aspect on your career house can be a game changer. If you were facing any career related issues, now you will be able to properly tackle those and really, get your game plan together on what you want to accomplish, especially till June, because Jupiter will be there till June in your sixth house, aspecting the 10th house. So, this is your key window of opportunity to really, really get in your stride and really work hard, put in the effort, recognize opportunities, capitalize on those, as this is your moment to shine in terms of career. The aspect on the second house on Rahu on the sign of Aquarius is also an amazing aspect and can help to unlock a lot of wealth opportunities. And no surprise if some people get a raise, bonus, promotion, salary increment from their career, because here both the 10th and the second houses are getting strongly activated. So, wealth increase, savings, growing, all these kind of things can fructify in the coming time as well. Also, a wonderful time for family reunions, meeting with relatives, and all these sort of things on the cards. And especially from the females in your family, in your extended family, their advice can be quite beneficial to you during this time period. So really pay heed to what they have to offer, the advice they have to give you, and really listen to it. It can be a game changer for you. I believe these are some of the effects that can be experienced by the Capricorn people, and I wish you the best. For my Aquarius Kumbha Rashi friends, Jupiter will move back to your fifth house in the sign of Gemini. It will be retrograde till March 10, 2026, after which it will move in the direct motion. So, your finances will be on your mind, right? Because Jupiter is, you can say, the main planet truly, which is controlling your money flow, your wealth, your bank balance, your savings to a large extent in your chart. Jupiter is also the natural karaka of wealth itself. It is now transiting in the fifth house, which is a Trikon Bhava. It is connected to speculations. So naturally, there could be gains from possible speculations. Again, not financial advice. Do it at your own risk. But the fifth house, Jupiter, is going to naturally want you to reflect back, do some introspection on what are some of the investments you can make which can yield good returns for yourself down the road. Its direct aspect on the 11th house again reinforces the fact that your mind will be on finances, on how you can improve your finances, how you can generate more wealth, how you can attract abundance of money in your life. And this is the best time to create a game plan for that on how you can accomplish those goals. What are the changes you can do? What are some strategies you can adopt to be able to maximize your financial gains in the coming time? This is also a great time for you to reflect back and resolve any pending differences or issues with your elder siblings, with your friend circle, with your social network, with anyone close to you who are not, you can say, family except your elder siblings. So basically, your elder siblings, your friends, any people you grew up with, anyone you had a misunderstanding with in the past and you want to resolve that amicably, then this is the best time. The aspect on the ninth house reinforces the fact that traveling, especially long distance, can be on the cards. So long distance travel, journey, vacations, one of the best times to pursue that. Higher education, especially PhD, masters, postdoc, if you're thinking about it, it can be a good time for that as well. Going on any spiritual or meditation retreats, pursuing religious activities more, spending more time trying to connect with your higher self, you know seeking the advice of elder people, good counsel, guidance from your guru, from your father. Your the ninth aspect on your lagna is also looking quite good because it is falling on Rahu. So it can give you some ingenious ideas, right? Some really out of the box, innovative ideas that you can, put forth, and that can really change the game in your business, in your day-to-day job, in your professional life, in your career. It can completely transform the way you work, and it can put the spotlight on you because Rahu here in the Lagna is a very powerful placement. Jupiter's aspect on it makes it even more powerful and auspicious. So don't hesitate to think outside the box, be unconventional in your thinking, apply those innovative thoughts to your business, to your job, on how you can make things more efficient, more better, without really needing to complicate the processes. That way you will be able to unlock a whole new level of achievement in your life. So I believe these are some of the effects of the Jupiter transit in your fifth house, and one of the best times to initiate mantra chanting. If you wanted to start mantras from a long time but you never got around to it, this is one of the best periods to start mantra chanting, as even your gut feeling, you know, basically sixth sense, what we say, will be stronger than ever before. And Jupiter will give you the right tools, guidance, wisdom, and knowledge to take really smart and good decisions for your overall life. All the best. For my Pisces Meen Rashi friends, Jupiter, your Lagnesh, the Lord of your ascendant, will move back to the fourth house in the sign of Gemini and will stay there till June 1, 2026. For the next 2-3 months, it will also be retrograde, meaning very strong. It will help you to reflect back on your past decisions regarding your property, real estate, land, vehicles, renovation, whatever it might be, relationship with your mother, any emotional, psychological turmoil you might be going through. You, basically, it is a time to address all those issues, or you can say address all those different elements of life, ranging from property, vehicles, mother, especially if she's suffering from health issues, then what are the steps she can take to recover, to get better, feeling more happier, more being more satisfied with overall life in general. So whether it is doing yoga, meditation, pranayam, whether it is doing exercise, whether it is listening to relaxing music, whether it is gardening, painting, dancing, teaching, whatever brings you joy, whatever helps to, really bring out the passion, trying to pursue that, trying to address property related issues, whether it is buying a new house for investment that you had put off for a while, whether it is selling your house for a nice profit, which you can reinvest in something else, whether it is renovation, home renovation that you had put aside for a long time. So, whatever the area of life, we are talking about here, these next 2, 3 months are crucial for you to address these issues. Even related to your career, the direct aspect of Jupiter on the 10th house is going to give you a lot of support in your professional life for achieving solid professional success in the coming time. But you will also need to think about whether the job you are currently working in is the right job for you, whether you need to change it, whether you need to apply for a bonus, promotion, request a salary increment, request a job transfer to a different department, to a new location, because you're not satisfied with the team you are currently working with. There are some, people who are creating issues for you. Well, you need to start to address all these issues so that after March 10 onwards, you can reap, you can start to reap the real beneficial results of this Jupiter transit. So the next 2, 3 months is the best time for you to tackle these issues head on, to be brave, be courageous, and then slowly reap the rewards later on. Here, it is one of the best periods for you to give any interviews. If you have, if you have been unemployed but just have lost the hope, and you're not getting a job, now is the time to again get back into action. You know, reach out to all your connections, sources, give lots of interviews, reach out to your past, boss, supervisor, and see if they have an opening, and just explore all opportunities, because there's a very good chance you can land a new job with a good salary and benefits package in the coming time. It's also a great time to do a lot of research. If you are a scientist, if you are in a research oriented field, whatever research it might be, you can make some really great discoveries during this time because of the aspect on the eighth house. It is also giving you support to address any chronic related health issues so that you can recover from it. The final aspect on the 12th house on Rahu and the sign of Aquarius is looking excellent for relocation to foreign lands. So if you are thinking of changing jobs and you have a job which is abroad and you're getting an offer, then overall, I think it can be a really good change for you, a really good time for you to relocate abroad. If you have that internal desire to do so, because Rahu in the 12th can give you a lot of good growth and progress there, a lot of recognition. If you're already in the foreign land, your prestige, your overall rank, your image will only rise moving forward. And if you are especially in the AI, management, technology, IT related fields, then lo and behold, Rahu related fields basically, then there can be tremendous growth and progress and success in foreign lands. So these are some of the effects likely to be experienced by the Pisces Meen Rashi people. And I wish you all the very best.